Welcome to another MazPlay video. This is MazMojito, and today we're going to be picking up where we left off with foreverskies. Let's get to it. Alright guys, so we're back, and where we last left off, we had pretty much parked the blimp. I think we ran out of fuel, and we were just in the middle of just going through some of the crafting menus and looking at some of the things that we can actually produce. We made a couple things there. We got a bed down so that we can rest. We have a pretty much crafting station down there. We got a little moth catcher here, which basically goes down into all that mess down there and picks up moths, which you can turn around and cook for food. Probably not that tasty, but it's better than nothing. And obviously we have the fabricator here that can pretty much make anything that we want, kind of a 3D printer technology, and that is pretty much how we do all the crafting. Now, we don't have any walls or anything. That's why you see yellow stripes everywhere, basically warning you, do not walk this way. You will fall down into that cloud and respawn at your bed. Eventually you'll be able to expand out this airship, make it wider, make it longer, and actually put down some walls to cover up the yellow warning digital tapes there, basically telling you there's nothing to protect you from falling out. So lots of different things we can craft. Taking a look at our backpack, I am a stickler for organizing my inventory, so I'm just going to go through here, make sure everything nice and tidy, and then I'm going to see if I have the right ingredients to start making some stuff here in this kind of like cooking pot deal. First off, you will get a ton of water in this game that is dirty, and you will have to boil it and cook it and put it into some empty water canisters. So that is one of the main things you're going to need to survive. As you can see on the bottom left side, my water level is so low that it is red, and just above it is my food level. That's also very low, and my energy level at the top, the lightning bolt, is also low. Now, when you go to sleep in this game, very similar to other games like Green Hell, you will lose food and water levels. It will kind of drop down, so that is just something to keep in mind before you go to sleep. Try to top that stuff off, or if you have a lot of food and drink, go to sleep and then just kind of fill all those bars up once you wake up. So while that is doing some cooking of either water or food, I also want to look around my blimp and see if there's anything else that I can be working on as far as the building of this airship. We got catwalk options here so that we can expand our floor. We can step outside without fear of falling, but we also actually have floors. We have sidings to keep us from, you know, running out the ship and falling to our death as well. Kind of like put those on the sides of the catwalk. That kind of gives you a nice little protective rail, and as you can see, you can go far out as you want as long as you have the materials. The good thing is the materials are usually either floating in the air for you to kind of like break down, or you will find them as you stop at a lot of these different landing pads. You'll see all kind of materials there for you to pick up. So our cooker just finished. It looks like we have some contaminated meal. Sounds awesome. So you want to look at the stats and see if does it give you benefits, like positive food, good, negative on the health, so that's not so good. But at this point, we're just trying to see what we can get to survive. So we can continue to try to catch some moths, but that requires some moth bait, which requires materials to craft. And we can continue to look and see what we have material wise to continue crafting stuff. But luckily it's not a thunderstorm right now, so we won't have to do too many repairs. We got a filtration system here, so that's going to suck some of the moisture out of the air and give us some filtered water, as long as we have a empty bottle to put that water in. We can also craft a water purifier here. Looks like we got all the materials, and that usually just sticks on the wall somewhere. We have a very tiny airship, so maybe we'll temporarily put it somewhere until we expand it and we can probably move it. We can build some more plastic walls, some doors. Looks like we can build some rooms. We have enough synthetics and metals to go ahead and build a couple basic things. So if you're into crafting, if you're into building and expanding your airship, kind of like a floating mobile home, this is going to be the game for you, especially as you go and you stop and explore all the different watchtowers, plus unlocking all the different recipes that you can craft. That's also really fun. So we got a water purifier mounted on the wall. One side takes the dirty water, the other side you put a bottle in and it spits out the clear water, and that's how you kind of survive on the water side. So dirty water goes in on the left, edit transfer to the right side once it's filtered out, and then you just need to have a empty bottle to get that clean water. We got our lure is set, so we're gonna go ahead and continue fishing for the moths down in the fog so that we can bring those up and cook those. Usually you have to cook those with water, but that's gonna help us with our food situation. But as you can see there, my food and water is really bad. It is not the end of the world. If you don't have any food or water, you'll just end up passing out and dying, but you will respawn right in front of that bed and all your bars will be filled back up. It is a bad thing if you're out exploring, you will drop all your stuff and have to come back and pick it up, so that's kind of a hassle. So these are the signs that you're going to pass out pretty soon. And like I said, not the end of the world, so we'll go ahead and let my character pass out and we'll respawn with fresh health. Alright, so we're back. All our bars are decently filled. Get some more moths here. And we can continue, as long as we have a lure, we can continue go ahead and trying to get more moths. We can continue putting that dirty water in there to get it cleared out, so we can eventually kind of stuff our backpack. And you can make storage crates in this game, but in fact you can unlock recipes for larger storage crates, but that's pretty much going to be how you survive. We got a thunderstorm coming, so you can already kind of hear and you can see how active it is outside. You will get some damage on your ship, but there's so much repair putty that you'll find it'll be very easy for you to repair all the damages. We're going to see if we can kind of get this engine place where it snaps, where it's blue, and it's blue right there. Now you can move these around, it's no big deal, but I just want to at least get them there so I can get a little bit more speed. We have a couple towers in the distance flashing red. Now each color represents different type of resources you'll get at the tower. We just got a lightning strike there, red and blue, and you can actually look on your map there in the front. It kind of gives you an idea of the towers around you, and based on the color you will be getting certain resources from those towers. So yeah, at this point we're just gonna kind of like do some repairs, make sure everything's good, craft as much as we can before we take off. We may have to craft some more fuel, and then we'll continue on with our exploration. All right, so we're going to go ahead and press on, pick up some speed here. Our objective looks like we got quite a few orange objectives on the mini map. We can go to the right, we can go to the left, we can go to the different directions, but we're just gonna go to the one that's closest, the fewest clicks out. This is 1.7 clicks, so we're gonna head in that direction. We got a little bit of damage from hitting something, no big deal, that will clear up, but we can easily repair that with some repair gel, which we have plenty of. So let's go ahead and fix that crack. Good to go. And we're going to continue to head towards our objective. Now, there's an example of a windmill tower right in front of us. The windmill towers are really good for getting some copper and stuff like that if you need that kind of building material. We can move this navigation system wherever we want. I kind of like to stick it on the glass and put it above me so that it's not like directly in my way as I'm driving, and I can kind of see out the front window without any major issues. So we'll continue to head that direction. Again, look at the symbols. You got some like towers with red on it. Look at the moths there. That's the kind of stuff that we're fishing for with our lures. But yeah, you got all different types of towers depending on what kind of resources you need. But we're tracking along, and we can easily stop at any one of these if we need to stop and see if there's any supplies there. Usually when a light is off, that means that we've already looted it, because there's a power supply that's actually making that light flash, and you want to collect those power supplies up because you will need that for your airship. So we might go ahead and go and land here and go inside and pull the power and see what else they have here goodie wise. I'm already seeing some dirty water there. That's usually going to be like a satellite dish or a bowl-shaped metal thing with green water in there. You could take that right out of there, put it in an empty bottle, and put that in your water purifier to get some fresh water out of that. So we're going to see if we can land here without stepping off the ship and killing ourselves. Alright, power supply is pulled, so that light's probably not going to be flashing anymore. We're going to go ahead and look and see what we got in here before we move on. It is very easy to miss things in these little tiny rooms. Check every nook and cranny for anything that highlights blue that says you can open or you can look inside. It is very easy to miss stuff here. The walls actually can be broken down for metal, but you can also, get that same metal just floating around in the air. So you don't really need to break down the walls here unless you're trying to get inside the building. You can't unlock it. There's one of my fans, my turbo fans here. So when it's glowing like that, that means that, hey, there's a new recipe that you want to scan and add to your fabricator bench. So now I can craft whatever that unlocked. We're going to continue to loot this place dry, head back to the ship, and continue on towards our objective. All right, so that's pretty much all we can get from this tower. Now, I am moving slow on purpose. This game is only in first person mode, and you really have to turn down the mouse sensitivity on this game, because if you don't, it will get you pretty sick. Uh, Especially if you get kind of like motion sickness, or just at least kind of give you a little bit of a headache. So my recommendation, turn down the mouse sensitivity and go slow until you get familiar with how the game plays and how the looking is and all that kind of stuff. So we got some fresh water in there. We're going ahead and clearing up the dirty water, and I think we're going to go ahead and press on to the next destination and see if we have the materials to unlock some more technology. We're short on some things, but hey, if we got the materials, we might as well go ahead and unlock that tech.
Hydration level is decreasing.
All right, so looking at the map, we have a question mark that's there too. That means that's a tower type that we haven't discovered, and it usually means that you're probably gonna get a new recipe there too, so it's worth checking out. Our objective is off to the left, but I'm gonna pop over here to this tower to see what kind of goodies are in here. The good thing about these towers is they're very close together, so you can kind of like tower hop from place to place just to load up on as much resources as you can hold, as long as you have the storage for them and the space in your backpack for them. Now, some of these towers that you will run into in the future will be very tall, and your ship, until you modify it and upgrade the turbines, the lift turbines, you really won't be able to get to the tall ones just yet. You kind of have to unlock more technology, and you have to get enough resources to build more engines. So just something to keep in mind here. We're gonna go ahead and break down some of the walls here, get some of the metal, because that's something that you're always going to use. Best thing is to get it in your inventory. Hurry up and craft something with it, because it will fill up your inventory pretty quick until you have a storage system set up. Same goes for synthetics and anything else that you're going to find here that you're going to get a lot of. Everything flashing, this is things that you can break down with your laser here, just letting you know, hey, if you shoot me, I will give you some resources. That building is collapsing, but you'll see a lot of odd things that happen in what used to be probably a thriving planet, which is now kind of a radioactive mess. Alright, so I finally got close enough to land. I had to maneuver my airship close enough so I can get there, grab that power supply, go into this little building, get any dirty water that I find, and get any resources that I may find in this office. So the same rules apply that I said earlier. Check every nook and cranny. Anything that's flashing gold like you see over to the right is something that you can scan, and that will be a new recipe that will be added to the fabricator. Okay, so at this point I am pretty tapped out on space in my backpack. I can't really pick up anything more, so there's really nothing left to do but go back to the airship and continue to explore around, maybe even look in the fabricator and see if I can actually make a storage box for now so I can start holding some of this excess loot. But yeah, right now I think we're at a good point where we can go ahead and put a bookmark in the video and continue to come back and explore and see all the different towers, follow the question marks so that we can actually unlock the quest line and the story. But yeah, really fun game if you're into exploring and crafting. So at this point, I'd like to thank you for taking the time to watch my videos. Please remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe because it really helps out the channel. And we will see you in the next video.